In the early hours of the 18th of November 2011, a nightmare unfolded at the Quakers Hill nursing home in Western Sydney. Just before 5 a.m, Fire and Rescue New South Wales received an automatic alarm and swiftly deployed 20 fire vehicles and nearly 100 firefighters. Their urgent mission was to save 88 aged, sick and frail residents from a blaze that would soon reveal a deeply troubling story behind its origin.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm one of the nurses, and there was a fire, and I just quickly did what I can, get everyone out, and the smoke is just overwhelming. But we got a lot of people out, so that's the main thing.
They're saying that there's still people unaccounted for. What's happening there?
I'm not sure. The deputy is she's got the list of people there, and it looks like there's still probably a few people, and the people are trying their best to get everyone out at the moment. Yeah.
At the heart of the tragedy was Roger Dean, a nurse with a troubled past. Known to be drug dependent, Roger had been involved in the theft of prescription drugs and, as investigations later revealed, he had taken more than 230 tablets from the facility. Long before that fateful night, colleagues had raised serious concerns about his conduct. In 2011, Tracy Sheehan, a nurse who worked with Roger at the St George Hospital Mental Health Unit, documented alarming episodes of misconduct. She recalled how Roger once had entered patient statistics into the system before the patients had even been seen. When she informed the hospital of his misconduct, Roger went as far as screwing bolts into her tyres and splashing paint on her car, and even resorted to stalking, armed with a microphone and notebook to record conversations. Despite a history marred by investigations for workplace misconduct, suspension for drug-related performance issues, and even being taken off night shifts for patient safety concerns, none of these red flags were communicated to those hiring him at Quakers Hill, as they never contacted his former employer. A failure that would have devastating consequences. 2 months after these documented concerns, Roger's actions escalated into a horrific crime. As police closed in on his prescription drug theft, he decided to cover his tracks by setting the nursing home ablaze. Using a simple cigarette lighter, he deliberately ignited 2 fires in separate wings of the facility. One fire, set in an unoccupied room, was quickly contained by firefighters. Unfortunately, while they were containing the first fire, they didn't know about the second fire. The second fire was lit in an occupied room, rapidly spreading through the wing. Temperatures soared to above 1,000 degrees Celsius, and the ferocious heat was so intense the paint on the corridor walls began to bubble and blister. In the chaos, Roger took 2 drug register books, which he later tore up, trying to erase all traces of his misdeeds. Inside the nursing home, the situation quickly descended into an infernal maze. Dense smoke, sinking to just 50 centimetres above the floor, reduced visibility to 0. Firefighters, undeterred by the searing heat that forced them to crawl and even broke their thermal imaging cameras, fought desperately to navigate the treacherous corridors. Meanwhile, some residents huddled beneath beds or behind furniture in a desperate bid to escape the suffocating black haze. Nursing staff, though later praised for their commendable efforts in evacuating residents, were criticised for not dialling 000 immediately, an oversight that may have delayed the rapid deployment of emergency services. Approximately 32 people were hospitalised with smoke inhalation, and nearly 100 residents were evacuated, yet the fire claimed the lives of 11 residents who were trapped by the relentless flames and the toxic smoke. The victims of the fire were not mere statistics, but cherished members of their families, each with a story of love and loss. Alma Smith, 73, loved nothing more than spending time with her family. Dorothy Sterling, 80, would spend her days dancing in the corridors of the nursing home. Dorothy Wu, 85, was sleeping in the room where Roger coldly started the fire to end her life. Verna Webeck, 83, was one of 11 children and lived a hard life but never complained. Caesar Galea, 82, moved to Australia from Egypt. His wife passed away only months after Caesar's death, their daughter saying the cause was a broken heart. Neelcha Valke, 90, was close to her daughter, who felt lost and lonely without her mother. Lola Bennett, 86, had a great sense of humour and always made her family laugh. Doris Beck, 96, had beaten breast cancer twice and is now missed by her 70 descendants. Ella Wood, 97, passed from injuries sustained in the fire. Reginald Green, 87, passed away after the fire. Urbana Alapio, 79, died from injuries sustained in the fire. In the wake of the tragedy, outrage grew over how a nurse with such a troubled background could possibly be employed without proper background checks. Investigations revealed that crucial information about Roger's previous misconduct had never been shared with Quakers Hill management. His subsequent conviction for lighting the fires, resulting in the murder of 11 residents, led to a life sentence without parole, a necessary measure of accountability. The catastrophe also spurred significant changes in safety protocols. Expert testimony suggested that if automatic ceiling sprinklers had been installed, the fire's temperature might never have exceeded 90 degrees Celsius, and the spread of flames and smoke could have been dramatically reduced. In response, the New South Wales government mandated in 2013 that all nursing homes must install automatic fire sprinkler systems. The story of Quakers Hill is a heartbreaking reminder of the vulnerabilities in our care systems, a tragedy born not only from an act of arson, but also from systematic failures. It stands as both a memorial to those lost and a catalyst for reforms intended to safeguard vulnerable lives in the future.